The new fax has just rolled in as you take a look at the Bright Complex, the third floor of it at least, and that new NLI that has been approved is that of Ikenna Okeke out of Smyrna, Tennessee, a safety. An impressive offer list includes Tennessee, Stanford, Notre Dame, and Penn State, but he has decided to come to Texas A&M. So that's a second one today out of the state of Tennessee. And those faxes keep rolling in, possibly a few more here today, but look who we have with us right here on set. Our head coach here at Texas A&M, and that is Kevin Sumlin. And Coach, we just got a new one from Ikenna Okeke. There's also Tyrell Dodson from Tennessee. But before we get to some of these guys, some of these individuals, can you kind of just speak of what gets you to today? Because it's a long road, it's a process, and is it really about a formation of relationships with these young men?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys here that we've had relationships with for the last 3-4 years since they were freshmen, sophomores. Some guys we just got relationships with in the last year, and so. Depending on need, depending on things that happen with your team, you try to build depth in places where you've got good players, and try to get immediate impact guys at other spots. So, you look across the board, and I think we've addressed those areas, and we might have a couple more here coming in today that if those couple guys can be added to this class, it'll make it a really solid class.
Certainly so. And if I kind of look at some of the individuals, you got a quarterback in this signing class, and that's Nick Starkel out of Argyle, Texas, and Liberty Christian High School. You got Jake Ubenak, Trevor Knight's on campus now, and when you think about spring ball, working those guys, what does Nick Starkel bring to the table?
Well, Nick's an Elite 11 quarterback. He was one of the top guys in the country. Was committed, I think, to Oklahoma State for a while, and then reopened his recruitment. Saw our need. We hit it off right away. So he's a guy that understands our situation. One of our biggest recruiting efforts went into to Trevor Knight right off the bat, and to a guy who is a Cotton Bowl MVP. So Nick understands his role. He's a tall guy. He can throw it. Probably needs to add a little strength and weight, but comes into a situation where you've got two experienced quarterbacks that are going to compete for this year. And then next year, this time, he understands that after learning what he needs to do, a year of lifting and being in the system, being able to compete for the job next year this time.
Yeah, all quarterbacks appreciate a stout offensive line, and I look at what you've signed here today. There's 5 of them. It's a
we got enough
group.
of them. Huh?
Yeah, you got a starting 5 right there.
Yeah, well, we needed to go out and get another group of guys, and they're very versatile. The Anderson twins. One's probably a tackle, one's a guard. Very athletic, strong, big guys. Colton Prater comes in here. He's already here as a mid-year. I think he was around 6'4.5", 285, 290 when he walked through the door, and he's a center too. So, he gives us a guy inside, Kellen Deesh. What a big man he is, 6'7", 280, 275, really athletic, a tackle type, who's going to grow into being a really good player, and Ryan McCullum, who's equally as athletic. So really a couple inside guys, a center, and some tackle, 3 tackle prospects that are athletic enough that can play outside and certainly can move to guard if we need them to.
And I mentioned those 2 Tennesseans on defense. Ikenna Okeke was just signed, and
yep.
Tyrell Dodson. I mean, that's a dynamic player, and I think I heard somebody say when they watch Tyrell Dodson's tape, when he tackles, he literally runs through people, and that's impressive to look at when you see.
This guy, I don't think he gets enough credit. This is Mr. Football, and in Tennessee, just a heck of a player, and has been a leader on his team, leader in the community, great young man, and a guy that we're looking for big things out of, and has been one of the best recruiters for us too on social media. So guy who once he made his decision, you know, Chief did a great job with him. And he's another guy that went on social media and has helped us recruit and really put this class together.
Yeah, and I bring up special teams because you guys never forget about the third phase, and you've been very good at it in recent years. You lose a very good punter in Drew Kaiser, and Taylor Bertolette was very solid for you last year. He's gone, but you pick up a guy that's interesting in Braden Mann, an early enrollee. He can kind of do both. What are early expectations of Braden? You
know, Braden's young. You know, he's one of the top kickers in the country, and you know, can do both. One of the top 3 guys in the nation. Right down the road on 290, right there in the Cypress area. So, you know,
Coach
we didn't.
By an Aggie.
Yeah, Coach by an Aggie. We
didn't,
yeah, so we didn't have to go very far for him. You know, Daniel McCamera's here on campus already. He understands, you know, basically what we've done. We've given these young guys an opportunity to compete. They don't have the pressure of having to start right away or do both. You know, the young guys usually come in and are in one phase. They're either punters or kickers early, and then move on, you know, to either kicking off or kicking and kicking off. So, you know, we feel really, really good about where we are in our kicking game, but we've got some young guys that are inexperienced but talented, and that's what recruiting's all about.
You know, on this kind of day and in the recruiting process, you hear those words like fits and needs and things like that. When I think of that word, that fit, what's that individual got to have within him to fit the Texas A&M program?
Well, it depends on, you know, what we're talking about. You know, we've got an identity of where we want to be defensively. I think, you know, and what we're recruiting to. You saw that we're trying to add some bigger, longer corners like Charles Oliver and guys like that, just to make sure that, you know, guys that can press and play man to man. And then obviously we went out and got some bigger body types up front. You know, some more ready-made guys that can handle the SEC and some of the bigger bodies that are in here. So, you know, we're looking for guys that are great team guys, guys that want to be at Texas A&M, guys that have expressed an interest to be here and they really understand what we want to do. We're not a high-pressure recruiting unit. You know, we get guys that come in here, take a look at us, understand what we're about. And I think because of that, we don't have a lot of decommitments. You know, we might have 1 or 2 a year. We don't have 5 or 6 guys that are committed to us and just leave. So because of that, I think our coaches do a great job of communicating with kids, communicating with families, them understanding Texas A&M and what we're all about. And it's really kind of a shared partnership.
Yeah, well, we've got Coach Sumlin right here with us on set on Texas A&M's Signing Day show. That conversation was brought to you by Memorial Hermann. We've got more with the head coach on the other side of the break. We'll talk about what the Aggies have coming up after this day.